Perhaps you recognize Victory Electric as the guys in big red trucks that roll out when you need us most. They spend hours high in their bucket trucks in howling winds and rain and in freezing, icy conditions near dangerous high voltage power lines. But keeping the lights on is a team effort, and I depend on my entire staff to keep the Cooperative running smoothly. It takes many different departments and every person in the Cooperative working together to deliver our promise of providing safe, reliable power at the most affordable price.
Here at Victory Electric, we are non-for-profit, which for the member means we work for you. Our duties include taking phone calls for something as drastic as storm damage to something as simple as a light bulb going out on your yard light. We also help our members reach out to local organizations when they have fallen on hard times. We, on the front line here with the girls, make sure your needs are completely met by connecting you to the correct department that will meet that need for you.
Out here today we performed a sub-check on our right rule substation. It consists of checking our breaker controls for amperage and voltage, checking our regulators for voltage to make sure it's not too high, not too low. We ran the infrared camera to find anomalies on equipment. Because we have our new smart breakers, we are able to see when breakers open sooner. We can get trucks out to fix the problem sooner, and we can get members back on quicker.
So the importance of metering really starts at the installation, where we check voltage to make sure the voltage is accurate for the service, verifying that there's no hazards that exist inside the meter can when we do the installation. The one thing about the metering side is it can give us all kinds of alerts for outages, voltage issues that may arise. All this kind of ties together to help give our member a reliable service and some benefits in alerts should they be opted in for outage alerts and things like that through Smart Hub, which helps them become a little more informed.
I deal directly with engineering and operations, so I'm like the first line of contact when it comes to bigger accounts. So all our industrials, businesses, any new businesses coming into town, deal with contracts for those, and the buildings, plans. We kind of get the first in of information and everything and get that to the members. With that, we kind of build to the operations on how to get it built, you know, when it needs built, timelines, stuff like that. So kind of the first point of contact. And so whenever they have problems or they need stuff upgraded, outages, they contact us.
Within the engineering department, there is a staking department. Basically, what that consists of is going out and laying out the line for the guys by shooting in the position of where the power poles will go, and then transferring that onto a work order so that way it flows to the checkout process, so that way our warehouse and accounting have the right material and charges on the job that the guys are out doing.
In the operations department, our job is to build the lines, take care of any broken poles, run outages, and try to keep the lights on for the members. We also have work plan projects scheduled for the year. Those plans are out there for aging line conditions to keep the lights on for the customers and make sure we have reliable service to all members.
One of my main roles here is to make sure we stay compliant or aim for compliance on OSHA and regulation, EPA, as well as all of our safety rules that we got to follow and policy to set. We also offer member and public safety demonstrations and offer material when it comes to electrical safety. But the most important thing is our family, and to remember why we do this for not just our employees, but our employees' families and members as well. We want to be known as a culture of safety that keeps continuing, pushing forward, improving, including adding new technologies and always innovative ways to become safer at Victory Electric.
So it's my department's job basically to put together a capital budget and keep track of it each year. And on average, every year Victory spends about $9 to $10 million on capital improvements. Some of the projects that are included on these improvements would be building or rebuilding overhead lines, underground lines, and then other purchases like computers or tools. So I guess it's actually a team effort. We need all these departments to help us make sure this gets done correctly.
Although the accounting department stays busy all year, one major aspect of accounting that impacts members directly is the allocation of capital credits. Because Victory Electric is a not-for-profit electric cooperative with members who share in the ownership, members benefit from the margins that Victory Electric earns each year. When total revenue exceeds the cost of power, it is considered margins and returned to members in the form of capital credits. Annually, after our financial statements have been audited, the net operating margins are allocated back to the members based on their use during the year. The actual allocation process takes a couple weeks for the accounting department to complete. Once the allocations are correct for each member, capital credit allocation notices are mailed to members to notify them of the capital credits that have been allocated to their account.
As part of the IT team here at Victory Electric, a lot of what we do is day-to-day support, application development, business analysis, report creation, and security and network management. Collecting accurate data is made a lot easier without the transferring from paper to computer. Electronic collection also allows for a more secure platform by having fewer hands on that data. Analyzing and understanding this data that we collect is key in discovering, predicting, and visualizing strategic business trends. Making data-driven business decisions allows all departments to better plan. It gives meaningful insight for the future or even avoids incident and unnecessary expenses. Here at Victory, we're putting data to work to increase efficiency, productivity, and savings across all departments.
I'm equally in awe at the dedication, competence, and dependability of Victory Electric's employees. Regardless of job title, they all deserve our recognition and appreciation for being a part of powering our local communities. The number one thing that makes a not-for-profit cooperative like Victory Electric different from other business models is our commitment to democratic and community-based guiding principles. These principles are often intangible and difficult to quantify in an annual report. Their ideals incorporated into every facet of the cooperative, from the office of the CEO to employees out in the field and in the boardroom, and reflected in our quality of work, reliability of service, and in the sound foundation of the cooperative's finances. Victory Electric completed 2018 in a solid financial state. All financial requirements of our lenders were met, and our annual independent audit indicated accounting records are in proper order. The cooperative had revenues in excess of $73.5 million, more than $69 million in operating expenses, and operating margins of $4.5 million. The 2017 rate change was key to improving our financial situation and keeping the cooperative in a solid position to meet financial and loan obligations while keeping up with rising costs, inflation, and other external pressures. Nearly 72% of Victory Electric's expenses and your electric bill is the cost of wholesale power. The great news is our wholesale power suppliers are cooperatives too. Victory Electric has representatives who sit on the board of directors of those power suppliers and are responsible for advocating on your behalf, making long-term strategic decisions and campaigning for solutions that keep the cost of wholesale power affordable. Because the wholesale component of your electric bill is substantial, anytime we can work with our power suppliers to realize savings, our members see a bigger impact and more savings on your individual electric bills. Recently, your local representatives worked diligently with our power suppliers on efforts to decrease the wholesale cost of power. In early 2019, that goal became a reality. The January and February electric bills for Victory Electric members reflected a 1 cent per kilowatt hour bill credit. On average, this equaled to an 8% rate decrease. To put it into perspective, the average residential electric bill is $116.50, which meant a savings of almost $10 on both January and February electric bills. Contingent upon generation fuel prices staying relatively stable, we predict members will enjoy these reduced rates into the future. When a business is owned and governed by those it serves, your interests always come first. Victory Electric's members are the heart of everything we do, and we vow to safeguard and improve cooperative operations to keep rates low and service high.